welcome to this year's Audit Committee briefing. I'd like to welcome our physical attendees along to the Hilton Charlemont this morning, and also, of course, welcome our online participants. Hopefully we're all going to have an interesting and enjoyable morning. We plan to touch on a number of themes, but as ever, the core theme is going to be sustainability preparedness, and you'll be hearing about that from a number of different perspectives this morning. So first of all our disclaimers, I'm actually going to take them as read. They're all up there on the screen. But just to let you know that this event will be recorded, and so by attending this briefing, you are giving permission for any contributions you make to be recorded and uploaded onto IAASA's website. And the slides from this session will be circulated afterwards. So in order to make this briefing as engaging as possible, for some of the sessions we will be again using Slido. So this will allow you to participate in polls as well as pose questions to speakers. So for physical attendees in the room, could you please, if you haven't already, download the Slido app so that you can participate in our online polls. The code for Slido is IAASA AC Briefing 2023. That's IAASA AC Briefing 2023. So you can type that in, so once you get Slido up on your browser, enter that code. Of course, you're also welcome to, in the traditional manner, raise your hands at the end of any presentation, and obviously we'll take some questions there as well. If you're doing that, could you please hold your question until we get a mic to you so that your question can also be heard by our online attendees. For our virtual attendees, Slido is built into our online presentation platform, so there's no need for you to input your responses on your phone or the app. You can just complete them on the screen. So similar to last year, we will have questions throughout the sessions for you all to answer, and we'll be uploading those throughout the sessions as we go. But of course, please feel free to raise any questions yourselves through the app, and we will try and get to them in the Q&A at the end of each session. So we opened up this morning's session for our online participants with 2 Slido questions, which you were encouraged to complete in the waiting area. And for those of you who are in the room, you can now also answer these. So we're going to test your Slido expertise. So the first question is, what are you hoping to gain from today's discussions? And the second question is, in the past 12 months, how would you rate your company's preparedness on sustainability reporting? So while you're working through those questions, we are going to take you through this morning's agenda. So after my introductions, my colleagues Barry Murphy and Maurice Barrett will be giving an update on the regulatory landscape from an IAASA perspective. Then we're delighted to have Sven Gentner, who is Head of Unit at DG FISMA in the European Commission, and he'll be giving an overview on current regulatory developments around sustainability and financial reporting. Lisa Campbell, then, my colleague, will moderate a session with Andrew Keating, CFO, and Michael Kelleher, Director of Finance of the Musgrave Group. And we'll be hearing about their sustainability journey from a CFO and Director of Finance perspective. After the break, we have a panel session with an Audit Committee Chair and ESG Advisor and audit partners on current challenges facing audit committees. Again, unsurprisingly, there will be a sustainability focus there, but hopefully we'll have time to cover 1 or 2 other issues as well. And then we'll finish with a presentation from Dr. Caroline McGrory, who will give an overview of cybersecurity from a board perspective, looking at emerging trends and risk reporting. So we've one further question that we want you to reflect on over the course of this morning, which you can answer through the Slido app. And that question is, what is the key emerging topic that audit committees have had to deal with in 2023? So you can have a look at that and answer that throughout the course of the morning. So we might now go back and look at the answers coming into our first 2 questions. So the first question was, if you'll recall, what are you hoping to gain from today's discussions? So I can see knowledge is up there in lights in the middle. So hopefully you'll gain an awful lot from the detailed discussion, but also some of the discussions from our invited guests. Obviously around reporting, cybersecurity, insight, sustainability. I suppose these are all the words that we're going to be covering as part of the core elements of what we're going to be doing. Insight on CSRD, sustainability, insights on IAASA and sustainability. Sustainability is appearing a lot. I'm hoping that's not panic in the room. I'm hoping it's genuine interest in what is an important topic. But rest assured, you'll hopefully know a lot more about it at the end of today than you did at the beginning. So we might then maybe move on to question number 2, which was, in the past 12 months, how would you rate your committees or boards' preparations on sustainability reporting? So planning started but not achieving milestones is very much the majority, followed up closely by no planning or plan in place in achieving milestones. I think it's very good to see that the last two are very small. So sustainability does not impact my organization is probably slightly worrying that anybody would think that sustainability doesn't impact their organization in some way, shape or form. And no planning, very small as well. Planning started but not achieving milestones, I think, is probably an honest answer for an awful lot of people. So, you know, don't feel in any way that you're not in the same position as most people in the room if that's where you are. But the important thing that I take from that is that that planning is in place, and even an acknowledgement that, you know, it is a challenge to achieve those milestones. I think that's an important message in itself, and what that shows is a recognition of, you know, this is not easy, this is difficult, and what I've seen even from the reading I've done of it is the more you get into the detail, the more you get under the skin of this, the more you realize what a challenge it is to actually achieve all of the requirements. Even things like, it's not just E, it's S and G. There are many other things hidden in here which when you get into the detailed planning of it, they sort of come into focus, and you can see how they have direct application to your business. So that's all very interesting, and I think a nice warmer-upper for the morning and our next session.